Welcome to another story made by Oracle One. In the barren red plains of the Martian colony, where the horizon shimmered under the faint glow of a distant sun, Dr. Alara Miles meticulously adjusted the sensors on her exosuit. The thin air of Mars whispered against her visor, a constant reminder that she was far from Earth, the only world she truly understood. For months, she had dedicated herself to the terraforming project Alpha Verdant, a pioneering endeavor to coax life into this desolate planet by nurturing genetically engineered plants adapted to the harsh Martian soil. The fragile shoots from her trials began to dot the crimson landscape, promising a greener future. Yet it wasn't among the rust-colored dunes or hydroponic bays that Alara's discovery would unfold. It began within her own body, an intimate ecosystem as alien as the planet itself. Alara had always been a survivor. Raised in the shadow of Earth's urban sprawl, her passion for plants became her lifeline, a way to understand the delicate balance between life and environment. Mars was the ultimate test. For 2 years, she had monitored plant growth, analyzing atmospheric conditions, and collected samples in the newly constructed biospheres. She woke each cycle with a sense of purpose, scanning data that transformed sterile rock into potential wilderness. But one morning, mired in her daily routine inside the Colorado Habitat Dome, Alara felt an unusual sensation, a faint pulsation beneath her skin, a stirring that no terrestrial fever would cause. At first, she dismissed it as stress or a side effect of the low gravity. Yet, as days passed, the pulsation intensified, localized around her lower abdomen. She confined herself to the med bay, conducting self-examinations with biometric scanners designed to monitor astronaut health. The readings were baffling. Some form of organic growth was spreading within her tissues, displaying cellular patterns unlike any human or microbial organism previously recorded. The growth was green. The alarms went silent, but Alara's mind raced. Was this a contamination from the external environment? A mutation born of the planet's spores? Or worse, a disease? To isolate the variables, she resorted to quarantine protocols, detaching herself from the communal biological samples she had worked on, even from the few colleagues she trusted via comms. Under the case of the millimeter-scanning microscope, the images danced unnervingly with vibrant chlorophyll pigments warring inside her bloodstream. Cells carrying out photosynthesis, veins replaced by slender vascular bundles typical of plants. Alara's heart beat with growing alarm and a strange sense of awe. Somewhere deep within her, a seed had taken root. Days became a blur. The colony's AI, Archimedes, offered hypotheses, ranging from alien spores to genetic resonance caused by experimental terraforming agents. Alara herself was running through every experiment in her mind. The implications staggered her. Was she becoming a hybrid? Would this growth consume her, or grant her newfound abilities? Physiologically, changes emerged rapidly. Alara's skin took on a translucent quality, and a faint green glow glimmered beneath the surface. Her stamina increased, hunger for conventional food dwindled, replaced by a craving for light. The plants she had nurtured outside seemed to respond to her presence, their leaves fluttering as if in greeting each time she ventured outside the habitat. She tested her adaptation cautiously, standing for longer periods in the sun's soft rays, feeling a surge of warmth and energy unlike anything human biology prescribed. Yet with these benefits came terrifying alterations. Pain often lanced through her abdomen as the growing plant strained to expand. Her breathing became irregular, struggling to meet the oxygen demands of both her human body and the green organism intertwining within. Conversations with the colony's medical AI became frantic. Alara, Archimedes warned, your health metrics indicate systemic compromise. We must intervene. But Alara hesitated. Intervention felt like destroying part of herself, a creature growing in symbiosis. She began to journal obsessively, documenting every symptom, every cellular pattern, hoping to understand this biological enigma. One evening, while communing with the flora in the sealed greenhouse dome, Alara collapsed. Her colleagues rushed to her side, panic etched on their faces as they observed the intricate green tendrils pulsating faintly beneath her flight suit. She was stabilized but slipping into unconsciousness. In that liminal state, she felt a cosmic pull, the sense that this invasive species was not just biological but something alien, a seed from the Martian soil itself, waiting eons for the right host. When she awakened, Alara's voice was steadier, but her mind clearer. The plant inside her seemed to communicate, not with words but sensations, an ancient memory, a call to root and grow, to transform. She understood that she was becoming a conduit, a bridge between Earth and Mars. Out in the red desert, a wind swept over the dunes, carrying traces of spores sown long ago by researchers, yet transformed now within Alara's body. The plant's tendrils penetrated deeper, not as parasites but symbiotes, integrating their photosynthesis with her respiration. Light and air became shared currencies of survival. Meanwhile, the Martian colony's leadership debated. Some saw Alara as a threat, a vector for alien contamination. The genetic hybrid she embodied defied protocols, challenging the parameters of human identity. Others saw a miracle, a new model for adaptation in an otherwise inhospitable world. Alara became the locus of a moral and scientific crisis. As her transformation progressed, Alara's mind flickered with visions, lush forests under Martian skies, ecosystems thriving against all odds. She glimpsed a future where humanity would no longer dominate but coexist with nature in novel forms. The invasive species inside her was not a curse but an evolution. The turning point came when Alara, harnessing her altered physiology, ventured outside to tend the bioengineered crops. Following the colony's standard warnings about radiation exposure, she braved the open plains under the eerie pink sky. There, her body emitted subtle chlorophyll light, harmonizing with the plants around her. The crops grew more vigorously in response, their genetic triggers synchronizing with the unique signals her green veins broadcasted. This event caused a ripple across the scientific community. Experiments initiating contact with the organism inside Alara's body indicated growth acceleration in the crops, enhanced carbon fixation, even atmospheric micro-adjustments beneficial to the colony. Alara's body had become a living bioreactor, a walking greenhouse capable of facilitating the terraforming process from within human flesh. But such power was not without limitations. Alara's immune system had become compromised, her original human biology giving way to the plant hybridization, poisoning her blood with incompatible compounds. She endured physical deterioration, her body weak in human terms but thriving in botanical ones. Medical staff managed her condition as best they could, augmenting her with synthetic support systems, yet it was clear she was transforming irreversibly. With time running out, Alara made a decision. Using her knowledge and her bonded green entity, she cultivated a new breed of plant inside her, designed to reach outward, to root into Martian soil aggressively. This was no longer just a human experiment but a mission for planetary rebirth. The colony agreed to assist, deploying drones to capture and study the unique propagules Alara produced internally. In hermetic isolation, the plants sired by her body displayed remarkable adaptability, producing oxygen and extracting water from the dry atmosphere at unprecedented rates. Alara became a vessel of life, a walking garden on the frontier, bridging two worlds. Her final days were spent in a carefully controlled chamber, bathed in simulated sunlight, where the plant within her blossomed fully, a vibrant bouquet nourished by Martian light and human heartbeat, a sublime fusion of biology and environment. She no longer needed food or air as before. Morning rays were sustenance, and photosynthesis her breath. As she recited her final log, her words were serene. I am no longer just Dr. Miles. I am the seed and the sprout, the intersection of human curiosity and planetary tenacity. From within me grows the first whisper of Mars' green dawn. When the chamber doors opened, the technicians found the shell of a once human explorer enveloped in verdant vines, her body transformed into a symbiotic organism whose tendrils spread roots into the soil beyond. From the genetic material collected, inspired terraforming projects accelerated, showcasing the possibilities of interspecies harmony. Alara's legacy redefined colonization, not as conquest but as coexistence. Mars was no longer a cold, red desert. It was alive, pulsing gently with the slow rhythm of a new biosphere, nurtured by the ultimate invasive species, the life within Alara herself. And in that alien garden, humanity began to understand the true meaning of growth. That sometimes change must come from within. For more stories, like and subscribe.